2, 3. It's fine. All right, stand by. Yeah, hey Liz and Meg. So we're actually in our Traverse Storm Tracker right now. We want to show you outside some of the damage. We're going to take a tour around LaBerge so that you can see exactly what happened. This is this pool area here. You could see a lot of the fencing has been damaged. Tim, take a pause for me for a second. So we're going to pan up to the top. Look at this right here. This is some really severe damage to the side portion of the building, that stairwell. This is the southern facing portion of the building, so that was what really took the brunt of the storm. You can see just how much has been sheared off of this building from those extremely heavy winds that Laura brought in really just such an unprecedented fashion. Let me give you one more shot of this building here, then we're going to actually tour around the property for you so you can get a full look. We'll go up to the sign here. LaBerge lost power last night, maybe in the 1 o'clock hour or so. And then you can see this, the sign here. Get over to it. There it is. That E of the LaBerge is now just kind of hanging. A lot of the lights there have broken off. So clearly an issue with the signage there. That's been just a small piece of the damage, but really just shows you kind of how iconic this is. All right, Tim, we'll go ahead and take a cruise around right now. This is the waterfront area that you're about to see here, and you can see those waves just moving really impactfully in that area, the beachfront area where there's some like volleyball nets and whatnot for people to hang out at, has just been inundated with flood water. There's crews right now that are cruising around the property just assessing this damage. The Golden Nugget, we haven't really seen or had the opportunity to see how much damage was done to that area, but they actually retained power. You could see their sign had lights going there, but take a look at this fencing here. It was just blown over in all this area. Now, the crews at LaBerge had taken all of the pool furniture out here in this really resort-style pool area and thrown it into the pool in the lazy river that's here to protect it, or I guess keep it from flying away. And it didn't, at least from what we've seen so far. So that was one bit of good news, but just clearly a lot of damage. You can see some standing water here on the road. That's a piece of an awning that's over there on the ground. These big giant planters have been overturned. I just want to warn you guys. I'm going to go for maybe about another minute here. I lost my my comms here. I can't hear you, so we won't be able to do any Q&A at the end of this shot, but you can just see all of these pine trees that have been toppled over along this drive here around the parking lot. And then we're going to, before we end, we're going to go over to that RV that toppled over. But you can see, we'll show you down. This is the grand entrance to LaBerge, and it has been a little move for you here on this camera. It has been impacted by those trees that are down blocking the area. That tree right there, quite honestly, is probably the least of the concerns, because that should be something that is easily moved. But here, luckily, not a lot of cars in this area to really take any impact from the storm. There is some smattering of debris on some of the cars in this area. As we go over this way, maybe I can turn it back around and show you guys a look at the building. Bear with me here. I know this is not as great of camera work as my photojournalist Tim Guidry would give you, but you can see the building, more parts of it sheared off right there. And then now we're going to flip back around one last time before we let you go. We'll try and get this communication back up so that we can do some Q&A in the next half hour. But you can see this RV trailer here that is just on its side, blown over in the storm. It was parked out here overnight, and you can just see that damage there. So that just gives you an idea of really how impactful these heavy winds were. So clearly a big issue right now for the folks at LaBerge. They are touring the property themselves, trying to figure out exactly what they're going to do. But it is going to be some time before this area is back up and running. We're going to give you one more shot here at LaBerge at 8:30, so stick with us. We're going to try and show you some more of that cabana area that has been damaged, and then after that we'll be cruising through Lake Charles to try and give you another look at some of the residents, the downtown area, and the impacts that they have seen there. That's going to do it. Reporting live from Lake Charles, Rob Krieger, Fox 8, Local First. Okay, cool. Yeah, I got to be done by 8:30 because we got another hit then. But otherwise, I'm good to go. Okay, cool. I'll stay on. Yep. Do the same thing.
You doing a phoner? Or the car audio? Oh, I guess the car
Is the live view on?
should be.
The
You
other,
didn't see it?
the backpack live view.
Yeah. I'm gonna burn that battery though.
Cause wait, what?
I'm gonna burn that battery if I left it on.
That's fine. Because I want to come back here for the 8:30 shot and go in there.
Yeah. I
Okay.
gotcha.
It's still a category 2. Yep. Yeah, hey guys, we're in our traverse right now, giving you a roof shot of this damage here. Before we actually roll, Tim, let's pause a second. I want to zoom in for you so you can just see how bad this damage was. This is the south-facing side of the building here. This is the hotel tower, and you can just see how parts of that building have just sheared off the side here. This isn't the only portion that we've seen with this type of damage, and that is extensive damage to what we believe is the stairwell. We spoke with a couple of the managers here this morning, and they were saying that was one of the big areas of concern. The outer areas. Now you can see this is that cabana area. I'm sure a lot of your viewers are familiar with the L'Auberge, and you can see just how much this has been wrecked in this area. All of this debris all over the place. Bricks from the building. Pieces of the roof have been ripped off, and then down here on this beach area, it is just inundated with water, swamped this morning, and you can see the waves still pushing up the water area right over here. We'll keep going, Tim, and we'll show them the front of the building. The Golden Nugget seems to have fared fairly well, but we haven't had an extensive tour of that area. Take a look at this as we drive through this area. I'm going to show you on the ground. You see these little cans, those little domes on the ground. Those are all light fixtures that were ripped off, that were all along this promenade here. So we kind of have to swerve back and forth to give you a view of that. But we're going to go through this area because on the front, take a look, just straight up on the grass there, that awning, that was ripped off. You can see that area. But here through this parking lot, a lot of tree damage. And this is what we fear could be a big issue for the rest of Lake Charles. And we're going to be getting into that area shortly this morning. But you can see a lot of tree damage here along the pathway around the main parking lot of the casino. Major pine trees just snapped in half like twigs, really in several different directions. They've been broken. So that gives you an idea that there was certainly a large swirl of wind that was impacting. We'll drive down this main entrance here to L'Auberge. You can see there's some trees that have been snapped right in the front of the casino right there. So that kind of gives you another idea of just the amount of damage. Now this one here, quite honestly, isn't a big deal. Tim, let's pause right here for a second. I'm gonna we'll give them a look at the front side of the hotel because there's definitely some more damage there. I want to show you guys this. This is one of the stairwells that we actually stayed here overnight, and we were just right near this stairwell, and you can see where this part of the building was just ripped off in that area. We were hearing that overnight. We were hearing the howling winds of Laura, and then just pieces of this building flapping off the side, ripping away. We were wondering what those sounds were. Inside of L'Auberge, there is widespread damage as far as roof leaking. They were trying to catch leaks down in the main area near the parking garage. Even in our room near the window, there was a large amount of water that had seeped in through the window there. We're going to give you one last look in this area, and just bear with me here because we are in a kind of a mobile unit, but this is just another look at some of the damage in this area. Those just devastating winds from Laura that impacted Lake Charles. This RV was parked out here overnight, and I really wish I could tell you exactly where it was because it flipped over and it certainly blew over to the side because it wasn't parked right there. But you can see just, wow. I mean, that just begins to tell the story of the damage here in Lake Charles and in Calcasieu Parish, where we're going to be touring this area. We're going to give you guys another look of some of the damage that we've seen, but right now it's just this moment where it's time to kind of assess what's going on. I wouldn't say it's the right time for any residents to begin coming back just yet because so much more needs to be assessed. And we really haven't gotten a good view yet of some of the areas around the greater areas of Lake Charles so that we can really kind of figure out what it may mean for those folks who are trying to come home today. But we'll pause right here and give you one last look at the casino. This is the Tower Hotel Resort here at L'Auberge, the hotel tower. And just another look at some of that damage there. I mean, that's concrete beneath that, but those metal girders there, just basically the skeleton of the building left after those heavy, heavy winds. And we're still experiencing some big gusts here in Lake Charles this morning. So that's going to do it for us here. Of course, we're going to try and give you some more updates throughout the morning, but this is clearly a big issue here in Lake Charles, and L'Auberge Casino, certainly it will take some time before it looks the way it did yesterday. Back to you. It's like this area is a dead zone. I hope Amy's keeping count.